Hello, this is Ever Pierce, and it is December 22nd now. And it is, give or take, 1:45. This is duly noted 18C. Now, as I've been telling you, I'm not a scholar, I'm an author. There's a big difference. And it is in the category of we hold these truths to be self-evident. When you listen to that person and how they explain it and how they teach it, it is quite obvious if they're a scholar versus an author. And you can test run it, you can test drive it to see if there are tactics to identify if you're an author. There's tactics to use if you are a scholar of it. Scholar of it is basically you have love and passion for it, or maybe you don't. Maybe but you have read a lot of books that are written, which are written by man. Hopefully that they are written correctly, But some things of our history was deliberately putting false information in there. Why? Because it helps to identify the author. You will see that in all religious books. And it takes the author to explain it, why it was done that way. Just like was say, for example, about Jesus being up on the cross. My God, why thou forsaken me? Like he's talking to God as if God betrayed him. Well, if you know the story, it was man that betrayed Jesus. It was man who tortured Jesus to an inch of his life. A form of torture. Now, I have love and respect for Mel Gibson. And he put his ass on the line by putting out the movie Passion of the Christ. And when I first watched that movie, my jaw dropped. How close to a lot of the things that happened. Because I have memory of that time frame. Goes without saying. How close in reality, the brutality and the things that took place in the evolutional thinking and doing at that time. And Mel Gibson put his ass on the line to bring something to the forefront. And he said, oh no, you can't do that. It's too horrible. It's too torturous. It's too this. It changes what we know about Christianity. And say, Mel Gibson's crazy. Well, I have high respect for a man who's willing to put his ass on the line to make a movie called The Passion. And believe me, I live that every fucking day. I wish that was part of my reincarnation of my past that I can forget. Abandonment is horrible. Like this presidential race, 2016. The murder, rapist, pedophile that they let go. His first victim was Donald Trump. His second victim was Hillary. So isn't that justice? Duly. Due process. Is that you're going to have another election and the balance of mankind lies within an election. And Donald Trump woke enough people up at the same time. At the same time, Hillary, knowing her at her worth, trying so hard, she flipped that coin. Took some amnesia from people. Woke people up, spiritual way. Oh shit. And they started voting for Trump. If you look at the stats, it was a landslide. And Donald Trump wasn't even trying. His spiritual amnesia and taking him down. He's a AA++ general. People fear him. He has established his name of other life out there. You represent less than 1%. The 144,000, which is symbolism. When they hear the name Trump, in Revelations, the trumpets will sound off. That's what's happening. Symbolism. Okay, so let's be fair about this. Being the problem solver. Okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was talking on the phone and he was speaking Arabic to his mother and someone got antsy, nervous. If you're looking at a aquarium, let me say it's got scorpions in it, and you're looking up close, and you're looking through glass, and they can't hurt you, and I stand behind you, and I go like this, and you oh, fuck, shit. Now you're thinking that one of those scorpions is on you. And my brother knows this, and he would testify. We was down in Florida, in the Everglades. We was at Alligator Alley. And we just saw this pit of alligators. And she was explaining how fast gators can run. And then if you're going to outrun a gator, you got to zigzag because they don't do very well. And they had dogs there. Well, as we're walking, these dogs come running around because they're playing and they're chasing each other. All my brother hears is these running little feet. So my brother starts taking off going like this. And I start laughing my ass off. It just heard the sounds of something that possibly could be running at my brother. And he took off running. Can you imagine someone is holding a gun? And you stand up, you get behind him and you say, boo. The reflex. That gun will go off because they'll reflex. So if you get other nations that are already antsy towards Americans, or they're just antsy, and you stoke it, they're going to react to it. Next time you're in a World War III, and it's kind of hard to stop a snowball when it's going downhill, especially if it starts gaining size. So you don't go around, this is my freedom of religion. Well, it's up to a point. If freedom of religion is going to get you killed, it's going to get me killed, then you are exempt. Freedom of religion is secondary to self-preservation, survival. So when you have situations in Berlin, Germany, terrorist attack, assassination of Russia's ambassador, we've already experienced with 9/11 with a plane. When you have, like the chicken concept, if it looks like a chicken, it sounds like a chicken, the chicken, in the court system, proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, because intent is very difficult to prove. Now, if you're in evolution, you're in the world over there, we communicate via thought. That's a different. So you have to use many skill sets to understand language and how to identify the false and the true. And that's what with my pyramid of numbers. It's going to lie to you. It's going to tell you the truth. And it's going to try to discombobulate you. That's the safe mechanism. Just like a safe, you have a combination. A combination that changes every day. And you have to figure it out, so it doesn't get in the wrong hands. So, okay, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, as we know with people protesting. That's a perfect analogy, parable. They're protesting. They burnt the flag. I hate my, whatever. Get it out of your system. Express yourself. Don't hurt anyone. Don't kill anyone. Express yourself. We'll tolerate that. And then you jump up and then you really push it over the edge. Trump building a wall. So if you have a wall right here, male and female, okay? If I have a male and female and they're naked, I look at their genitals, the reproductive system. It tells me without even asking which one of the human race you are. Building a wall, symbolism. The Great Wall of China, symbolism. Okay, so when they cross that boundary, just like it's similar, Mexicans jumping the wall, coming in America, illegal, being here illegally. We have a format of things. Because these were set in place, they were meant to be perfect. They were meant to bring about high punctuality. To avoid World War that ends in extinction. Where a day in hell would be like Disneyland compared to what awaits you. And then Armageddon has to come in, which is a fancy name. Armageddon means it's done. We got to set you to the beginning, or extinction has to take its place. And then your bones next to T-Rex. So, and as we have seen with this election, pushing it over, which contributed to Hillary losing this election. When you push it over, it's our emotions that allows us to identify things. That's why you work them together. So, and you push too far. So if I'm pushing this, and I'm talking something, I'm being, say, conviction, and I'm pushing it so hard, now I'm feeling like I'm angry, then I flip the coin of conviction. Okay, that's why you have to be aware of yourself and aware of your emotions, because it'll also tell you you just flip the coin. Then you have to have skill sets to stop. Like if I'm getting angry and I say, whoa, wait a minute. I'm going to calm down. Give it a second. People have a great appreciation for that. But when you flip that coin and then you're trying to flip it again and then you're trying to flip it again, you're just pissing people off. And what's been in the news? Oh, angry white men. Well, there's a lot of angry we the people out there. So, now, for the fact that we'll say, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe someone was antsy. Well, shit, look what's been in the news. Terrorist attack, killing people, ambassadors. People are rightfully antsy, nervous. And then you're on a plane. Is that he is an opportunist. I guess he, on his, I haven't seen his channel or his Facebook or whatever, but he has a history trying to sneak himself, and he was in a luggage. It's like he's doing all these things that gets attention. Let's get this thing viral. It's like you get some guy picking his nose, 12 million views. I get on mine, which I teach you some valuable insight, how to look at things. There's priceless information. You know, I'll put down here, if you want to give a donation or something like that, send it to paypal.me/Everett Pierce, EverettPierce. And no one gives me a donation. And yet, you know, it's funny, is they run from me, you know, that example. And then you got 12 million views of people, someone going like this. I'm just using it metaphorically. But I've seen some stupid ass videos, 12 million views. You gotta be shitting me. People are more interested in watching some man pick his fucking nose versus learn something of substance. If that's not a telltale sign, I don't know what is. Okay, so give him the benefit of the doubt. And then at some point, he saw and felt an opportunist. You know, flipping that coin, raising his voice. They're against me because I said Allahu Akbar. Well, the same guy that killed 12 people said fucking Allahu Akbar too. Well, that doesn't automatically mean he is Islam, because he could have been paid to do that. And now his family is being well compensated. I mean, there's many variables at hand. So if I come in and admit to a murder, a detective has to establish I am the real murderer. Because if you lock up the wrong person, the murderer is still out there killing people. That's why you can't always automatically. That's why I use the rule of tell me what he is not. Give me confirmation. We hold these truths to be self-evident that he is not a female. Because he's dead. He's in the morgue. He has a penis. He's not a female. He's not this. And then I use my skill sets to, once you get all the discombobulation out, and I don't have to worry about all this stuff that he isn't, then I start looking at the things that he potentially is. Because people give people this illusion. Setting up, staging, framing. I mean, all these tool sets. So if this was a real situation, now he went to the opportunist. And what he's not protected under the freedom of religion is what's been in the news. Self-preservation is always primary over religion. You put, like the old cliche saying, putting the buggy ahead of the horse. The horse is not, it can push the buggy, but not near as good as it can pull it. So you're going to put the religion first and self-preservation twice. Okay, we'll test this theory out. I'm going to hold you down. I'm going to strap you down. You have two elements, oxygen and water. So essentially, oxygen in terms of hierarchy would be number one. Water would be hierarchy number two. So essentially what they're saying is hierarchy 2, water, freedom of religion, should be ranking number 1. Okay, so I strap you down and say, okay, since you think freedom of religion is primary, so we're going to take oxygen out for a duration of 5 minutes. You know, people think, oh my God, Trump is doing waterboarding. That's horrible. Trump was being nice. So I would cover his nose and his mouth for 5 minutes. And I would put a straw in his mouth and he would only suck in water for 5 minutes. And as we know, we hold the truth to be self-evident. How long will you live without oxygen? A couple minutes. Some people can't even hold their breath for 2 minutes, let alone 5 minutes. And I only need 5 minutes with you to teach you a valuable tool of the foundation of energy. We say these things. I said these things. You don't put the buggy ahead of the horse for a fucking reason. You have certain individuals hide behind a banner. I can have a mask and say, I'm Donald Trump. Let's drain the swamp. I'm not a Donald Trump. I'm not degrading Donald Trump. But I know he's my general. He's a AA+++. And he will fucking hand you your fucking ass. So, and he's not operating at his best. I can't bring my best here. Because they whoop your fucking ass. But I have to at least, it's called handicapping. But Democrats, your legacy is over. We're not going to destroy you. You're digging down. You're being like a miner. Oh, Trump had said that. We're going to open up the mining, the coal miners. Symbolism. Democrats now need to start building their tower. Means the positive side, the sword. What can be your salvation can also be your destruction. And what we have in 2016, what they have done and illustrated quite clearly to everyone, is their sword came back and chopped their head off, metaphorically. Now you have no choice but to build your tower. The positive and constructive part of being the best number 2 that you can be. Put competition to the Republicans. And when they see you on their coattail, then they step up their game. And then when they step up their game, and then it looks like he's leading you like you're the boat, and he's taking off, you're going to have to do something to keep up with him. That's punctuality. So we have to be careful also not to make you look so fucking pathetic you hide underneath that rock and never come out. Because you're no good to it. Hiding underneath the rock. But at the same token, it's a characteristic of Republicans. And it's definitely a characteristic of me. Is if you need a sting or a smack on the ass, you're going to feel it. And there'll be no hard feelings. You don't have an entitlement. You think you have an entitlement, but that's something you earn. So even the Republicans, they're going to be firm. It's been 1 million resets of 4 billion years. People are decompressing. Allow the Republicans, because they're fucking awesome. So are the Democrats. reset a million times over. You got to give credit due. But you're only good up to 1 million resets. Republicans, they're good for 1 trillion resets. Can you imagine what my resets are? I haven't found an end to it yet. And if there's going to be end to it, it's God himself. He says, Everett, you're done. There's nothing I can do. I have love and respect for God. And if God says he wants to destroy me, there's nothing I can do. That's still a probability out there. But it's unlikely. You know, it's about forward, evolving, advancing. So yeah, it's like the Republicans that are out there, the media or whatever, is allow it to sting. Not as a punishment, as a reminder to the Democrats. Your bullshit is done. And we're going to use logic and reasoning. We're going to give you the opportunity. If you have a situation, you have an issue, explain yourself. Like in Tucker Carlson, the energy tiger. He's like, if you have something, let's both share it. I want to be benefit of this too. But on the same token, you can't have these answers. You can't explain yourself. If someone has love and passion for something, they're going to know it inside and out. So if you come up to me and you say, Everett, you think you're religious? Yeah, I am. You think you're warfare? Yes, I am. Now sit down and you better pack a fucking lunch because I have a lot to fucking say. I have many names. Why? It's part of warfare. Why do we have 2 planes for the president? One's a decoy. So I use names as a decoy. So if we're on this planet and they're looking for a fucking Jesus, they'll walk right by me and I'm the fucking president of president. I might be acting general of generals. They'll walk right by me because they're looking for a fucking Jesus. Long hair and a beard. Maybe 10 minutes ago I shaved it off. And I may had it. You know, these are warfare tactics. Not to destroy people, but for self-preservation. Because I do not want to be an extinctionist. I'm in a position I don't have to worry. I've already kicked it in the ass. You haven't. And that's why I'm here, is to teach you. You are my investment. You are why I'm worth at minimum $7 billion. That's hard to conceive. America is in debt. Almost $20 trillion. So if you add up all the nations and its worth, that's like a couple pennies to me. On the 7th heaven. I have technology, I have things that just blow your fucking mind. But if you can't, you know, like we heard the thing, if you can't handle the small things, how in the hell are you going to handle the bigger responsibilities? We hold these truths to be self-evident. Do I need to explain that? Quote. Quite simple. Responsibility. Because now you'll be put in a position where you might have many responsibilities. Now you have to use balance. You got to negotiate, delegate. You know, media out there. Actually, the media news channel should be set up like a presidential cabinet. Highly skilled individuals. Like Brett Barr. Is also a badass on the 7th heaven. 7th heaven spirit. So if we are under attack and they're attacking the news media, Brett is going to say, oh, hell no. Not on my watch. So he may not remember everything. But a lot of this spiritual amnesia is going to go away. And you're going to say, wow, why do I remember this? Why do I remember this? Why do I have deja vu of this? Maybe because you've lived this before. Maybe you had previous lives. And that was one of the things that Democrats insisted on doing. I mean, this goes back way beyond 1865. They wanted to make sure to paralyze me in a sense. But they can't get rid of me. They try to get rid of me as Jesus. And then when they saw that I couldn't die, and then there was a divine intervention, And they said, holy shit. Wow, talking about humbling? And when I tell you that death energy is my ally, yeah, that started the momentum, the snowball down the hill of Christianity. I can tell you to the blue in the face, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. But you're going to have an election, and I've been nothing but a salvation for you, and you're going to let go a murderous, rapist, and pedophile, and he goes and kills 2 more people, and you end up having to kill him anyways, because he's going around killing everyone. You know, it's a mindset. You got to try to understand. You know, it's a horrible feeling of abandonment. Jesus is not up there saying, my God, why thou forsaken? God didn't abandon Jesus. Jesus is up there because of, he didn't die for man's sin. He died because of man's sins. And he's saying, my God, this fucking shit hurts. Torture me. And I was like, yeah, this fucking hurts. But you're fucking up, because that's not the right way to torture someone. Because I can take that all fucking day long. If you're going to torture someone, do it fucking right. But I can't exempt from feeling every inch, every cut of my skin. And then I switch in and use my advance. And I become numb. Just like if you were in a car accident. You don't remember a few seconds before. You know, that's the self-preservation mode. So, yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to get caught up on. You know, and it's like, you don't have entitlement. This is not slavery. This is not slave ownership. Not in which you envision it. This is not a fucking day spa. Everyone carries their own weight, and then you have a highly functional, high punctuality system, order of things. You know, if you look at the earth, we're contained. That's like Noah's Ark. Hint, hint. Animals on the ark. So you have 2 choices. Either you learn how to cohabitate, or you learn how to be a fucking extinctionist. You say, oh, Everett, you're using these words and oh. No, I'm a man of communications. And let's just take the word fuck. F-U-C-K. Okay, what does that mean? Man and woman come together and procreating. So the word fuck. Oh, that's, and say, wait, procreation, that brings about life. How the hell did that ever become bad? But people remember that. Because it's a symbolism of life. And self-preservation. I say, fuck you. If I was saying it to a gay man, he would say, threaten me with a good time. I'm not gay, but I've had gay friends down in Florida. And one of my energy partners, who is gay, along with Peter, pardon the name, they're okay with me being heterosexual. And I would tease them, and I'd say, fuck you. And they go, is that a promise? I'm like, stop your shit. And we tease each other. So, this guy on this video, you say, oh, Everett, you're just overreacting. Okay, tell me that when 10,000 people are dead, that he was overreacting. Or Putin, who's got his finger on the thing and he doesn't know who to fucking believe, because everyone, and he pulls that fucking trigger, and then next, everyone's pulling triggers and everyone's fucking dead. Because you snuck up on someone looking inside this little cage looking at scorpions, and you go, woo. And then Putin goes, what the fuck? Self-preservation. It's not, not that I would agree, racism, but when you go into the area of stoking tension between nations, stop it. That's what it is. It's like you Democrats are historically known for this. If I can't have it, entitlement, you can't have it either. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Go out there. How many people have experienced those type of people? You hear it in the news. Guy wants this woman. She doesn't love him. He doesn't want him. He stalks her. He kills her and commits suicide. Figures If she's not going to be with me, she's not going to be with anyone else, and then I might as well be dead. How many times have we run that into the news? How many other situations out there? The mentality, the human behavior. I'm on advanced level 3. Who's here on advanced level 3? Everett. No one here is on advanced level 3. And who's on level 3 and higher is God. Highest evolution. And it's still fucking teaching me. I'm still learning things. And I try to do it in a way, I'm trying to compress it. I'm trying to do it in such a way that I don't forget it. So yeah, it's, I'm taking the time to understand you. When are you going to take the time to start opening your mind, objective and creative, and start understanding me, and then be so quick to judge me? Oh, Everett, you said, fuck, that's it, you're going to die in hell. You're going to go to hell in a handbasket. And I'd be like Donald Trump. Well, we'll skip the handbasket and I'll save you some fucking money. I'll take my ass right there. And when I say Donald Trump is not a bigot and racist, and say, no, you don't have to put me on that fucking cross. I will put myself up there and I'll light myself on fire, and all you got to do, since you're fucking lazy ass, you can just sit there and watch me burn. Because when I get certain about certain principles, I'm not only willing to die for it, but I'm willing to go to all extent to prove my point. Because self-preservation is at stake. I always like to kick extinction in its ass, but I don't wound it in such a way where it dies. Because if it dies, then in terms of the balance and foundation of energy, I have to keep it to a manageable size. So, in terms of the sake of understanding things, I'm not here to be nasty or be vulgar. I use particular words because there's a multitude of people out there. It's like Abraham Lincoln. My life. Why did I get assassinated in the play? Because I use Honest Abe. Because fairness is very important. I deceived them, the Democrats. Okay, now in 2016. Now this might come as a surprise, and we still got a little bit of time here. It might come as a shock. But President Obama, the 44th president, is also one of my apprentices. And he's the lowest ranking of his evolution on the 7th heaven. So we set it up because the Democrats have been so insistent of being a pain in our ass. So Obama being the lowest in his ranking was in there for 2 terms. And it was like no black man, quote black man, had been in my White House. And he did it. And he's the lowest ranking. God forbid I bring someone of his evolution here at the highest ranking. You wouldn't have a chance in hell of being in the White House. Ever. And he'll take that Democrat position every time. And then the Democrats will say, "What? But that's not how we do it." He'll say, "I don't give a fuck." This is how real Democrats do things. So I have a lot of respect, and we're not going to take away his achievements. He's my apprentice on the 7th heaven spirit. And the thing, when you calculate this in, the tone of energy that we have is a stalemate. And for the fact that he must have made enough right decisions that we are not into an extinction. We're not into an evolutionary reset known as Armageddon. So that speaks volumes. We're at A+++. We're almost at the level 2 of leadership. That speaks volumes. Now you can sit back and say, well, he didn't fucked up this and he fucked up that and fucked up this. It was actually to prove to the Democrats how pathetic they are, and why you should be humbling yourself. You're not entitled to shit. And they think they're playing me. And like I said, it's like, if you're going to play people, you don't see this, at least be smarter than the person you're trying to play. And that's what one of many things of being assassinated as President Lincoln is, and being a puppet master. They were doing exactly the things that I want them to do, and they actually thought was their own idea. That's how you know a true puppet master. But I'm for the betterment of people, not for the destruction of people. And one great idea, the 13th Amendment, and I made them all look pathetic. And then the Republicans there sat back when they realized what was going on. They started laughing. I was like, fuck, we need more guys like him. So, Democrats, this is supposed to sting. You are not to forget it. Now, we were going to come in. We're going to still keep you in play in the equation. But you can't be a coal miner and dig down. You got to be the best number 2 that you can be. And we're moving forward, not a reset. So, yeah. And we see examples of teachers recruiting Democrats. I don't have any particular side. In fact, if you take all the political parties and mix them together, that's my political party. You take all the religions and mix them together, that's my religion. You take all the mathematics and the courses out there, mix them together, that's introductory to mathematics. To me, that's like ABC blocks. As Einstein, I had proved to you. Theory of relativity, understanding energy. That's elementary shit to me. But I also know in terms of evolution, what seems to be good can also be your undoing. So I have to be aware of not to bring forth. Can you imagine I teach you the nuclear bomb and I say if you put this in there, you can amplify your nuclear bomb by 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, million times. Y'all would have been dead already. You can say, oh, let's try this. Boom. And then this earth becomes a black cat. There's nothing left of this fucking place. So I have to be aware of the things that I teach you. So yeah, there's a lot of things to cover. I'm decompressing, you're decompressing in energy, humbleness. Energy reminds me of second by second relationship, as if it's physically here. And if I step out of line, it smacks me in the head. Everett, what the fuck are you doing? That's not how I taught you. Humbleness. All these personalities use it in the correct way. I don't put cow shit on my dinner plate because I know certain energies are not meant to be together. You know, there has to be some shit in there or fake news or whatever. Let's take a lot of this discombobulation out. So, I think that I'll end it here on Duly Noted, Part C. But as you've already heard with me in this series, I'm not afraid to piss you off because I'm founded by foundation. And it's for your self-preservation, my self-preservation, and we evolve. Even if you hate me, you're going to respect me, I can tell you that much. So, I'm not sure what my next video is going to talk about. But, you know, from the video and this guy here hiding behind the banner of religion, like I just explained to you. No, you're not going to hide behind any fucking banner. When you hiding behind this, and it jeopardizes self-preservation, starting wars, you're right, that obligation is gone. So yeah, right, freedom of religion. Our government is a religion. In God we trust. Many facets of religion. Did you take the time to understand, religion? It's a evolutionary adopted belief system of something of a higher nature, of something far greater than what they are. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to, but in teaching people, some things are in play. You come to my town and you won't show your face. I say, get the fuck out. You say, well, I ain't going to take on this, my spirit, this is my freedom, my religion. Then I will fucking shoot you. I don't know if you got an AK-47 under there or you got strapped with bombs. If you can't show me your face, because that is not part of your faith. You're not going to pull that bullshit with me. If you pull up and say, look, I'm a female, I'm not strapped with bombs, fine, go on your way. But the essence of religion is what you believe. It's up here. And then when you carry things out, now you're practicing. So freedom of religion, you can do that in your own mind, in your own fucking house. But when we have self-preservation at stake, and thousands or millions of people are at stake, you're going to work with me. I'm not going to be a total fucking asshole about it. And that's one of my names on the seventh heaven. Asshole. If that's what I have to do to wake your ass up and put a fire in your ass to start thinking and start evolving, I am perfectly happy doing that. But if you come to my town and you want, ooh, it's just my religion, I'm going to say, okay, I don't give a fuck. That is not, that's spiritual warfare. That's warfare. And if you want to go home, you want to wear that in your home, fine. But when you're in the public, I have to protect the millions of people here. 300 million Americans. So you think I give a fuck about you? And you don't want to show me your face? You don't. If you have nothing to hide, you would say, okay, there's no hard feelings. Okay, Everett, just, you go in a courthouse, you have to show. You have nothing to hide. But how do I know you're a female? You could be a male ISIS under there with the AK-47 with strapped with bombs. And before I realize what you have, I'm already dead. I don't take that fucking chance. I just won't. I still have to show you respect and love. But you're going to work against me. And if I have to, not that I would want to, I would try to find other resources and resolve. But if push come to shove, I'll shoot you. And there'll be no hard feelings. We'll wrap you up according to your religion, out of respect and love for you, and I'll send you back where your village is. And there'll be no hard feelings. We have to work together. Otherwise, all bets are off. I'm going to protect 300 million Americans, or 7 billion people. That is the president of president. And you got to be able to execute. Just more than talking. Not, okay, Donald Trump says drain the swamp, and now he's at action. He's done talking. It's about action. That's how you know he's my fucking general. He knows how to do things. He thinks things out. He's resourceful, using collective knowledge and using all the different talents out there. If he doesn't, I will put my foot in his ass. But I don't have to. I've never been in a position by Donald Trump. Maybe, who knows? But it's highly unlikely. It's more statistically improbable than all the plants lining up. Because I know how powerful God can be. And he does too. He knows that God will put his foot, if he had a foot so far up Trump's ass, he'll taste it. And his ancestors will fill it up the line. So there's no incentive for Trump to fuck us over. There's no incentive for Trump to be a bigot, a racist. He's a functionalist. He sees your skill sets and where he can place you, like a chess player, where to use it. So we'll end it right there. This is Everett Pierce with Einstein 314. And if I pissed you off,